Welcome back to Food Entertainment for my next review, which is of 1997's Tomorrow Never Dies. It's part of the James Bond collection on Blu-ray. I'll be talking about the plot of the film, Thoreau's opinion of the film, my opinion, and, believe it or not, something very, very cool about family relation when it comes to this film. Which is a very interesting thing. One of the things people don't know about me is I'm related to two celebrities. One of them has my last name. Another one of them does not. And she's associated with this movie. And of course, talking about the audio and video quality of the experience of the film and giving the film a ranking. Medio Movo, Elliot Carver, wants his news empire to reach every country on the globe, but the Chinese government will not allow him to broadcast there. Carver doesn't take no for an answer and plans to use the media empire to fuel flames of war between the Western world and China. Thankfully, James Bond is on the insane news tyrants and travels to China to stop him with the help of a Chinese secret agent, Wei Lin, played by Oscar winner Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh. Everyone want to pronounce the name. All right, Tomorrow Never Dies. Rolls opinion. This film has been looked at when it first came out is a step down from GoldenEye. But throughout the years, usually when people think about what they would consider to be the funnest Pierce Brosnan James Bond movie, the one they usually gravitate towards is Tomorrow Never Dies. And to me, Tomorrow Never Dies is quite literally, in a lot of ways, I consider it Pierce Brosnan's Goldfinger. I know that's a very interesting way to look at it, but think about it for a second. Now, I already went through my world's opinion, and I'm going on to mine. Think about it for a minute. You got the very, very brilliant satire. Is it satire or is it? No, not really satire. I'm trying to think of the word. Well, I can't think of the word, so let's just go ahead and do it. The fashion of Tomorrow Never Dies, yeah, they said there it is. The centaurial aspects of Tomorrow Never Dies are very head-on with Goldfinger, with all the suits and the nice outfits that Bond wears. But something else, the car. A lot of ways, one of the things that really stands out in Goldfinger, that stands out in Tomorrow Never Dies, is Bond's car and all the fun he has with it. The awesome story and plot and the villains of this movie are awesome. The henchman, the villain, all of it. I love Tomorrow Never Dies, but there's a little bit of more stuff you gotta dig deeper in. Now, before I go ahead and talk about which relative is a part of this film, a distant cousin on my, not, you know, he's a part of my family on family tree and heritage is concerned, but not a direct one, but she is related to me by heritage, so she still is part of the family. We'll get to that. Let's go ahead and talk about something very cool, a little trivia, and this actually has to go with Pierce Brosnan himself. Now, I'll try to be as fast as I can on this, because there's a lot to cover, so I'm going to try to be as quick as I can. This is the one film that Pierce Brosnan actually got very animated on what he thinks that James Bond should be. During the filming of Tomorrow Never Dies, Pierce Brosnan actually made it very clear that he believed that the James Bond films should be rated R, and they should be more adult. Which is a lot of reasons why this is probably the goriest and most elaborate of Pierce's movies is James Bond. There's a reason for that. He also had, after GoldenEye, he actually he actually wanted to put a little word into what watch James Bond should wear. Now, obviously, I am not famous enough on YouTube where I can throw a picture of the watch up on the screen over here or whatever, or over there. But there is a very particular Omega watch, which is basically the 1990s version of the Omega Seamaster Vintage Ministry of Defense Large Triangle Classic Black watch. And the 1990s version is very, very similar to the Quartz Movement Omega Seamaster 300 Professional that Bond wears in GoldenEye. I'm wearing a homage to that watch right now, which is this guy, in classic black. It works just like the real one. Only, of course, in GoldenEye is blue, and it's a Quartz Movement, not an automatic like this. Now, imagine classic black, which is silver and black, that has a very unique thing when it comes to sword hands and comes to looking more military. He wanted to bring that military aspect of Bond in there. So he wanted to do that. He also wanted Bond to be more violent, more adult-natured. And he wanted Bond to be more closer to Fleming's, version of the character. But he was fought and fought and fought and fought by Albert Broccoli as well as his daughter. That what we got was something more like a medium, to where it is darker, it is more elaborate, it has some gore and blood in the film. I would say very clearly this is probably the second goriest James Bond film in the franchise, for sure. But in my opinion, Pierce Brosnan is even better in Tomorrow Never Dies than he is in GoldenEye. Now, the little trivia about relation. I'm actually a descendant on my mom's side of the family of 3 British cousins, basically. You have the Davis family, you have the Welsh family, and you have the Crowe family. I'm related to all 3 of them. And all of them are actually royalty cousins to the crown of England. So the celebrity that I'm actually related to that is not Chip Foose, which of course is going on to my dad's side of the family, is the country western and pop rock singer Sheryl Crow. Sheryl Crow is actually a cousin. She is a 3rd cousin, maybe even 2nd cousin. Likely 2nd cousin because she's not that much older than me. A 2nd cousin. So I am actually related to, by heritage and blood, I am actually biologically related to the artist that did the theme song for the film Tomorrow Never Dies. A little interesting trivia right there about heritage. Now let's talk about the audio and video. This one, believe it or not, is a step up from GoldenEye. And GoldenEye had a very, very good sound design. But I feel that the sound design of Tomorrow Never Dies is actually better. I kid you not. I actually had to turn my sound system down a couple of knots when I watched Tomorrow Never Dies because some of it gets too dramatic. That it's just... That's just how good the sound design of the film is. Now, in terms of a picture, again, this is a 1990s film, so it's going to have that 1990s look to it. This whole digital, more warmer tempt look to the film. Now, to give the film a ranking, believe it or not, And don't worry, not every Pierce Brosnan movie is going to have this ranking, but I am also going to be giving Tomorrow Never Dies a 4-star ranking. I think it's a perfect movie. And that's all I got to say about Tomorrow Never Dies, and I'll see you guys on the next one.